Love pass deflected by Turner.
Interesting. That time, Pacers decided to throw a double team at Kevin Love on the block.
George misses the shot.
There as George steals the pass and pulls for three.
Stevenson to George. James now on Paul George, who hits another three.
Defense. It looks like a good possession because of the missed shot, but that's a recipe for disaster.
Turner's tip-off George's misses. George. Teague wanted to travel. Looked like he shuffled the pivot foot.
That's terrific individual defense.
And then they take it away from George. Irving ahead to James. James behind the back. Jefferson won't go, but a foul. You saw the minutes that LeBron James played. He actually led the NBA in minutes per game. #1 in the league in his 14th year.
But not the most minutes played.
Right.
Which is more important because he took a lot of rest time.
George can't get that to fall. And a foul on, I believe, Kevin Love. Turner was open. George couldn't get it to him, though. Finds George. J.R. Smith on Paul George. Again, Cleveland does have the foul to give. George makes his move. Throws it to Miles. Back up top to George. And a blocking foul. There's the foul to give. James hovering. Goes to double team. They look to get it out of George's hands. 4 seconds to go. Miles puts up the jumper. One go. Game over. Cavs survive.
Here comes Paul George, one of those guys that can seemingly run all night. Long cross-court finish. Looking at a lot of white shirts. Knocked away by LeBron James. Shot pass deflected. George called for it. Paul George against a double team. Hard trap. Cavaliers swarming defensively. LeBron James stays in front. Ball thrown away. Stevenson to Paul George. He missed the rim runner. Yeah, Pacers. Under 5 minutes to go. They still have time. Pass over the top. LeBron James saw it coming. Back out there. Playing the off guard now. Paul George against LeBron James. George turned the corner. Bump. Fires it up and hits it.
It is interesting. I thought those comments were pretty benign, and I think it's a one player making a statement on a specific question. I think what everybody is interested in and what the talk has been was after game one when Paul George publicly after the game as George goes to the hole as Love cleans it up. But Young with an offensive board finds PG-13 hits it.
And if Thad Young could have turned around, he would have hit. Oh my goodness.
What an open in this first half. And Paul George will pull on LeBron and he hits. C.J. Miles gives it up, and it's blocked by Thompson right there behind is Young. Man, he's been great, so active in the paint. Thaddeus Young keeps the possession alive. George going to work, working on a double team, looking for a foul. Nothing there. And now a foul. Indiana bench outscored Cleveland's bench in the first half.
Everybody who came in just from the, as you see a foul right here, this could be a clear path. We'll take.
And the Pacers down a point. Paul George on the take. George goes right into LeBron with 4 fouls. Shoot their way back in here. Paul George for 3. No, flying high is C.J. Miles.
Think about it. 12 guys in the league that average 10. He's got 10 right now. Paul George still stone cold. Oh, there's just the 2 of 10. Right on the money. James underneath. Somebody said weight room. Staring the Pacers in the face. About 7.5 minutes to go. Still very much in it. Off the turnover. It's LeBron James. What's happened to them in game 3 in the second half? George from downtown. Underneath there. See, they trap George every time. See, they're not giving him daylight off the dribble in the middle of the floor. They trap hard. Goes behind the back against James. Tough shot. Missed everything. They're getting decent looks here. He's going to get double teamed. That's been the pattern for most of the game here. One-on-one here against LeBron. George with the fadeaway. Tipped on in by Thaddeus Young.